These are the times that Tom Brady disrespected NFL players. You need look no further than the second coming of Jesus, Tim Tebow. Yep, the fun-loving quarterback was indeed a victim of Brady's disrespect. During the 2011 to 2012 NFL season, the whole world was soaking up Tebow time. That is, except for Tom Brady. Whether Brady wants to admit it or not, the competitor in him did not enjoy playing second fiddle to Tim Tebow. So, week after week, all fans could talk about was Tim Tebow, because his magical fourth quarter comebacks were turning into a regular tradition. Yet, Tebow mania reached new heights after Tebow led the Broncos to a playoff victory. During the 2011 wildcard round, the Broncos shocked everyone, even themselves, by upsetting the Pittsburgh Steelers. And after proving that miracles can happen in the playoffs, Tebow was fired up heading into the Broncos divisional round matchup against the Patriots. However, Brady was not willing to let a newcomer get in the way of the Patriots' Super Bowl run. Enough was enough. Brady derailed the Broncos' Super Bowl run and, ultimately, Tebow's whole career in just 60 minutes. This time, it would be Brady who left it all on the fields as the Patriots gave the Broncos a 45-10 beatdown. Sheesh. And unfortunately, Tebow's luck had run out, and the Broncos would move from Tebow that upcoming offseason. I don't know anyone who can stop Brady. But Tebow wasn't the only quarterback whose career was derailed by Tom Brady, because Jared Goff, a quarterback, managed to lead his team to the Super Bowl in only his third season. And at the time, Jared Goff and the Rams could not be stopped. With superstars like Aaron Donald and Todd Gurley alongside Goff, the Rams seemed on their way to a Super Bowl ring. The only problem? They were facing off against Tom Brady, who at the time was going for his 6th Super Bowl ring. But, unlike his typical self, Brady wasn't having much luck throughout the first 3 quarters. And by the time the 4th quarter rolled around, Brady and the Patriots had only scored a measly 3 points. But this bad performance wouldn't last forever though, as Brady finally took flight in the 4th quarter. After scoring 10 points in the 4th quarter, the Patriots reigned supreme against Jared Goff's Rams. And it's crazy because the loss marked the end of his prime. Coming so close only to lose was like a gut check. Sadly, ever since this loss, Goff has never been quite the same. Another victim falls to Brady's greatness. Damn, my man Brady out here ending NFL careers. Defeating the nearly unstoppable Rams in the Super Bowl is certainly a highlight of Brady's career. However, no moments of his career will ever be more memorable than the time he straight up disrespected the Falcons back in Super Bowl 51. Sorry, Falcons fans, don't blame me. Blame Brady. Even though most of us know how the story goes, it's still crazy to believe that the Falcons found themselves leading 28-3 during the 3rd quarter. However, it's in moments like these where Brady pulls off his own Tim Tebow-like miracles. The Falcons' lead evaporated slowly but surely as Brady eventually went from human to some type of superhuman, forcing the game into overtime. After winning the overtime coin toss, Brady seemingly held the fate of the Falcons in his own 2 hands. But unsurprisingly, the small glimmer of hope for the Falcons soon vanished as Brady marched the Patriots down the field for the game-winning touchdown. Game over. Brady wins yet again. As if a defeat isn't enough, it seems that Brady took all of the Falcons' dignity too. Now, anytime the Falcons gain a large lead, they almost always seem to blow it. Maybe Tom Brady really is Thanos. With a snap of his fingers, he can make a successful team disappear. That is, except for a team that Nick Foles or Eli Manning is on. Speaking of Nick Foles, he has also been disrespected by Brady, just not in the way that you might think. For one reason or another, defeating Nick Foles is a different type of beast for Brady to conquer. Despite having 2 cracks at Nick Foles so far, Brady finds himself winless against him. His first loss came in Super Bowl 52, where the Eagles upset the Patriots 41-33. Then, during their rematch last season on 2 new teams, the Bears and the Buccaneers, Foles edged out Brady again in a 20-19 thriller. Unsurprisingly for a winner like Brady, these losses were tough pills to swallow. So tough that Brady has yet to shake hands with Nick Foles. Come on, man. Now that's some mean disrespect. My guy can't even get a handshake from the GOATs? And it's hard to guess which event will come first in their rivalry. A Brady victory or a handshake? Because, in an interview, Brady said he doesn't plan on shaking his hand since he isn't subscribed to the channel. So what are you doing? Subscribe! I know you'd want a handshake from the GOAT. Anyway, it's a rivalry that won't live up to the Tom Brady-Peyton Manning rivalry. Because throughout this legendary rivalry, the two quarterbacks have played against each other 17 times, with Brady winning 11 of these matchups. And with all this being said, it's hard to argue that their regular season matchup in 2013 doesn't top them all. Before their 2013 showdown, it finally seemed like Manning had a firm advantage over Brady. During this season, Peyton Manning smashed most of the single-season passing records, including passing yards and passing touchdowns, en route to arguably the greatest season ever by a quarterback. Yet, Manning's success came to a momentary halt during his Sunday night match versus the Patriots. Despite leading the Patriots 24-0 at halftime, Tom Brady came out of the locker room ready to prove all the critics wrong. He came out in the second half firing on all cylinders as the Patriots put up 31 points during those 30 minutes. Wow, my man must have found a way to slow down time apparently. Now, with the game tied 31-31 heading into overtime, it seemed as if Brady had all the momentum in the world. However, instead of the Patriots galloping to a quick victory, the game turned into a tug-of-war match. When it finally ended the following morning, Brady and company found a way to squeak out a 34-31 victory. This proves that Manning didn't own Brady, but if anything, the opposite was true. Maybe if Manning spent a little less time starring in nationwide commercials, he would have outdueled Brady here. Don't worry though, Peyton Manning. Tom Brady has owned and disrespected many other Hall of Fame quarterbacks throughout his career. In fact, he even got revenge on Peyton Manning's behalf against Drew Brees for beating Peyton Manning back in the 2010 Super Bowl. Yes, it's true, but unfortunately, it took Brady over a decade to get revenge. Can't blame Brady though, as they've only had one playoff matchup during Drew Brees' entire career. Even crazier, this long-anticipated playoff showdown came in Brees' final season because, before the game, it was announced that this was Brees' last season. Safe to say, this game had a lot on the line. Not to mention, Brady wanted to prove that he could win a Super Bowl without Belichick. Plus, Brady also suffered his largest career loss against the Saints, 38-3, that very same season. With all the added pressure on both sides, Brady was the one who came through in the clutch, effectively ending Drew Brees' career, as the Buccaneers won 30-20. How could you do this to Brees, Brady? It was his last home game. But all emotions aside, Tom Brady got the job done. Similarly, Brady got the job done in the Super Bowl that very same season, but not before losing the respect of one of his opponents, Tyrann Mathieu. Heading into Super Bowl 55, both the Chiefs and the Buccaneers already had a lot of tension. Earlier in the regular season, the Chiefs straight up manhandled the Buccaneers, as Tyreek Hill torched the Buccaneers secondary. With the lights being brighter than ever and some built-up animosity between the two teams, there was destined to be some heated moments. Fans didn't have to wait long for a heated moment either, as later in the first half, Tyrann Mathieu and Tom Brady got into a heated exchange. From a fan's perspective, it seems like Mathieu stuck a finger in Brady's face while talking trash, and that's definitely some real tension. Regardless of the interaction, Brady showed no regression and continued to torch the Chiefs' defense the rest of the game. Undoubtedly, if there's one person on the football field not to mess with, it's Tom Brady. Tyrann Mathieu poked the bear, and he paid for it. Come on, Tyrann, you're the honey badger, you know better. And yeah, Tom Brady has disrespected tons of NFL teams throughout his career, like the Chiefs, but Brady bullied one team, the New York Jets. Throughout his career, Brady has played against the Jets 38 times and has beaten them 30 times. It's clear the Jets have no answer to stop Brady, and he knows it too. With a lack of respect for the team, Brady managed to disrespect nearly every Jets player. And during an interview with the Late Show host James Corden asked Brady whether or not he had a shot at playing in the NFL. Initially, Brady was honest, telling Corden that there was no shot. Jeesh, man. However, Corden, not backing down, followed that up with another question. I might not make Tampa, but could I play for the Jets? To that, Tom Brady responded, you might be able to play for the Jets. Ouch. Brady did them dirty. But can you really blame Brady? He practically owns the Jets. Damn, Brady is out here disrespecting everyone. Except for the 500-pound quarterback who beat him in Super Bowl 42. So click this video to see the 500-pound monster that NFL players fear.